Hi guys, your Bosley's back and he decided to actually give a comment, and thanks Dome for giving me a heads up that you posted it because I wouldn't have known, I wouldn't have checked tonight. So here I am, leaving this comment for all of you, Clive, Sam, Meg, and Dominic. Uh, this is incredible and I wish you all the best in the competition. I can't really participate because I'm not part of that particular movement, but I will explain my points of view on the subject matter. I believe that gays, lesbians, transsexuals, bisexuals, or questioning youth, well, questioning youth is less of an issue, but those that are currently decided to have partners in life should be given the same equivalent rights in regards to common law couples, married couples, man and woman. Although for some odd reason, we tend to take marriage to the ultimate step, and we tend to actually view it as being something that needs to be done, thinking only always man and wife. Yet, let's go with this particular logic train. A man and a woman will care for each other for life. Lesbians, gays, transsexuals care for their partners as much as a man and a woman. Now, with that said, if you follow through with that, wouldn't it be just simple logic to accommodate all particular rights to their couple, their lifestyle arrangement? Name it what you will, it still doesn't change the fact that these are flesh and blood human beings that deserve the same decent, basic necessities of companionship, and that do need to be given some respect. In my family, I'm not gay, I'm a heterosexual, meaning that as a man, I'm attracted to women. But in my family, I've met intriguing individuals, cousins, that are gay. And I was afraid when I was younger of what that meant because no one really explained it to me. My parents never really took the time to sit down with me and explain it to me. Neither did they encourage bias from me towards people of other sexual orientation. In fact, one thing my parents always taught me is that don't think of people on the sexual orientation. That has no bearing on who they are. And it's true, when you think about it, people are people. You love a person that you've met as a good colleague or a friend. That good colleague or a friend doesn't go away. They're the same person that will give you a tissue when you're having the sniffles. They're the same person who is going to actually share words with you when you're feeling down or having a moment that you need some form of connection with another human being. They're the same people that would share jokes with you. They're the same people that would enjoy a glass of wine at the same dinner table, discussing about things that happened during their day. And we're not talking about sex here. Okay? We're talking about humanity. And it's perverse and sick for people in today's mindset to actually believe that it still deserves to be vilified, still deserves to actually be tramped down into the mud, still deserves to be blocked from having access to the simple joy of life, or joys of life, because we have many joys. Unfortunately, it is something, as much as we have things that have existed from day one of our inception. This, as much as is part of change, and that people are pushing for it to be accepted, it's becoming more and more widely accepted, which I think is a good thing. But legislators in the US need to follow the steps of what we have here in Canada in regards to gay and lesbian couples, transgender and bisexuals. Because if there is such a thing as allowing them to have basic companionship, or if your loved one is in a room at a hospital and the doctors do not want to let you stay with that person because you're not family. If you don't know what that means, look up the movie Philadelphia, where Antonio Banderas played Tom Hanks' love interest as a gay couple. He wasn't allowed. And I think I'd have to watch the movie again, but he had to actually fight and he didn't get anywhere. He just left frustrated, which is an eternal shame. And it's still happening nowadays. And with the fact that they overturned rulings in the US compared to what we have here in Canada, where couples that were married are no longer being recognized, that's not fair. That really isn't. And being given the short end of the stick, I think that they've been given the short end of the stick way too often. So, love thy neighbor as you love thyself does apply to everyone around you, regardless of the reasons, regardless of their sexual orientation. It has more to do with how you view yourself, how you love yourself, than it will be towards how you demonstrate those emotions to other people. There's a lot to be said about how one reacts, but I do know this. When one reacts negatively to areas that are very uncomfortable for them, they tend to be people that have a hard time accepting who they are for themselves and accepting who they are for themselves. Until they accept who they are, and I don't mean people that are having issues with their own sexual orientation, but more the person themselves. If they're not loving who they are, you can bet your bottom dollar they'll have a hard time accepting anything around them, especially people with different sexual orientations, especially if it's now an issue after they've learned that the person that they've been with for 5 years as a friend is gay or a lesbian. I don't get it. I, for one, have never pulled away from a friendship from people that have demonstrated that they're there as true friends, ever, regardless. Well, that said, thanks, gang, for this. And with what you are doing, as usual, and with what everyone else is doing on YouTube who supports the rights of gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transsexuals, and questioning youth, you're making the place better by one person at a time. Have a nice one.